My name is Fredrik Foxpaw, and this is the story of how I first met Nathan as a boy, and we had our first adventure together. A long time ago, I used to live on a small tropical island called Geyser Rock. It was my old personal home close to the land of Precursors. My good friends from Sandover Village, Jak, and his funny friend Daxter, were told not to go to Misty Island, but it looked like those two were sort of looking for trouble. When Jak accidentally pushed Daxter into a pool of dark eco, he came out as a small weasel-like creature.
Okay. I'm fine.
Now those two thought they could get help from the wise green sage named Samus.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
We was...
Don't tell me! The two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go! Misty Island!
That's right! And then...
And, Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Samus said he couldn't help, but there are two evildoers who live far away and know everything about dark eco. Their names are Gal and Maya, and they were the bad guys. If Jak and Daxter have to go where the bad guys live, they're going to need power cells to power up Kira's Zoomer. Kira is Samus's daughter and Jak's crush. Daxter also had a crush on her too for some reason.
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
Anyway, before their adventure, they had to come to my island to do some training. And I was their coach. Okay, Jak, before you start your adventure, we're going to first cover the basics. Like, keep an eye out for precursor orbs. You'll need them if you want to get a lot of power cells, and those are the most important items you need to collect. I taught Jak how to spin like Crash Bandicoot, and how to punch, spin and jump, and dive into red crates containing scout flies. If Jak was able to find all 7, he will get a power cell too. And with the awesome power of Blue Eco, he can clear his way fast and easy. Geyser Rock was not only my home, it was also a training ground for wannabe heroes. Jak did succeed in his training, but before we headed back to the village, something on the beach caught my eye. It was a little boy, and he washed up on the shore of my island home. And you guessed it, it was Nathan himself. He wasn't feeling too good, so we had to take him to Samus quickly. After Samus cured Nate with his power of green eco, Nathan told me that his friends were missing too. As gentlemen, me, Jak, and Daxter decided to help Nate find his friends, and that was the start of our first adventure.
Adventure away then. Now, all of you, get out of here!
All right, we're going! Sheesh, he seriously needs a therapist.
Whoa, what is this place? Welcome to Sandover Village, Nathan. Sandover Village was a nice place to hang out with Jak and meet some of the other locals that lived there.
You gotta milk those yakas.
Yeah.
Oh my, what a horribly sick little bird.
One of the locals told us that there were strangers that washed up on the beach the other night. Nathan thought they might be his friends, so we had to go to the beach to find them. While we were there, we found a few power cells by chasing a pelican,
Let's go kick some big bird butt!
unclogging the green eco vents, chasing seagulls, and saving a baby flut bird.
Oh my, I hope the poor dear's okay.
I'm not your mom! You see any feathers here?
After a long day at the beach, Nate was happy to see that he had found his friends from Avalar. Oh, thank heavens, Nathan is all right. Including Justin. He was my hero training master before Nathan. I was so happy to see Justin, and I missed him so much. Later that night, we headed back to Geyser Rock, built a campfire, had a nice chat, and Justin told me how Nate and his friends ended up here. Well, they had to come here to find a more powerful kind of source for the professor's new super portal. It should be powerful enough to take Nathan to the real world to find his family. The professor needed some volunteers to help find the source too. So he had Justin and Bianca to help him find the magic source. And Jiminy Cricket came along with Nathan because Jiminy was Nate's conscience, and they had to stick together. As they were sailing to the land of Precursors, a storm hit and had them shipwrecked and separated. That's how Nate washed up on the beach of my island. I decided that I want to help my friends find this Precursor thing. Jak and Daxter decided to help too, so they can still find a way to help Daxter get back to his normal self. At that time, Samus summoned us to talk to him again at his hut.
Oh, it's the Conquering Heroes. Good. I wanted to talk with you two about something serious.
I sense some strange lurker activity going on Misty Island.
Get the fisherman to let you take his boat back to Misty Island.
Wait a minute! We are not going back to Misty Island!
It looked like the fisherman wasn't home. We thought we could borrow one of his old boats, but a big scary lurker shark took a big bite out of it.
We best stay way clear of them! I don't think we can tackle a creature that dag nasty!
The only best boat we can use is the speedboat, but we needed the fisherman's permission first.
I heard he was in the jungle fishing by the lower river.
It was called the Forbidden Jungle for good reason, because it seemed so dangerous. But we were lucky to find the fisherman.
Them monsters patrolling the ocean took a bite out of me fishing rig. And now they're gobbling up me catch.
Woo! Maybe it's your breath.
The fisherman said he'd give Jak a power cell and let him use his boat if he can catch enough fish for him.
You did it! You caught 200 pounds of fish!
After the fisherman gave Jak a power cell and permission to use the boat, Jak wanted to explore the jungle a bit more, because he knew there'd be power cells laying around. There were also some cool secrets found in the Forbidden Temple. Like when Jak climbed to the top, you can see a great view of the village. And inside the temple was really cool. There was a switch to open up all the blue eco vents, and a vicious, monstrous plant. But Jak managed to defeat it, grabbed the power cell, and escaped the temple. Jak also helped the village's power by fixing the eco beam, and that sure made the mayor jump for joy.
I just hope this power cell adequately represents my gratitude.
It was also nice of Jak's uncle to give us a power cell too for giving him orbs. But we still needed more cells for the Zoomer's heat shield. So it was then that we took the speedboat to Misty Island to find some more.
Oh, this place gives me the creeps! And trust me, it's a whole new experience when you're covered in fuzz!
Yes, Misty Island sure is a creepy place, but it's still a good place to practice using Red Eco.
Red Eco makes your attacks stronger!
Perfect for fighting an ambush of lurkers.
It's an ambush, Jak! It's an ambush!
Then we rescued the sculptor's muse. She was a quick and feisty one. We also discovered a lurker ship-like ship with a cannon that needed to be stopped or they'd release Dark Eco from the silo.
Let's keep you out of the ooze, okay?
After we survived our visit to Misty Island, we came back to the village, brought the sculptor's muse back safe and sound, and climbed up to the fire canyon now that we had enough power cells. It wasn't easy getting across the fire canyon though. But if Jak's Zoomer hits 500 degrees, it's sure to explode.
She's gonna blow! Wahoo! We made it!
Jak and Daxter handled the fire canyon and made it to Rock Village. And that was where we joined them.
Whoa! Hey! It looks Looks like the Blue Sage threw a party.
Oh my! Rock Village is on fire! Oh, and it looks like the Blue Sage is working on a levitation machine to move them.
The professor assumed that the levitator is going to need power cells to have it operative. So Jak and Daxter had to go to the village to find more, while me and Nate joined with them. The villagers, however, aren't doing so good either now that the monster has caused destruction all over the village. But after doing them a favor or two, they had power cells to reward us.
Now I can get back to my research.
Talking of which, Jak and Daxter had to face a few challenges in the Precursor Basin while riding the A-Grav Sumer, such as healing the plants, chase down flying lurkers, and flying fast through rings. We also discovered some really cool secrets in an underwater temple known as the Lost Precursor City. It was full of interesting mechanisms, challenging puzzles, and precursor artifacts hidden around every corner. Nathan and I may have tagged along with our heroic duo, but we're still proud of how much progress they were making, and we did good helping them. Little did we notice there was some kind of blimp-like thing that was trying to pull something out of the swamp.
But like orange stuff here's breath, it just can't be good. Get moving!
Samus was awfully serious about it, because the lurkers were trying to pull out a part of a giant precursor robot. We also discovered some yellow eco that Jak can use to shoot fireballs from his hand, and he can aim better with them with his goggles. After taking care of that last tether, the blimp could no longer hold it. Thanks to saving it from before, Kira had tamed the Flut bird for Jak to ride on. She can pack a powerful slam, charge through things, fly across gaps, and cross the sticky tar without getting burned. She's a sturdy girl, isn't she? We also met a local named Boggy Billy.
Howdy, friends. Enjoying my beautiful swamp? I own these here parts. Everything that doesn't sink into the mud, that is.
He was kind of a smelly old loon, but he still gave us a power cell after keeping the rats away from his pet's snacks.
I hate rats! And I'm almost one of them.
You sure know how to shoot.
We did pretty good at the swamp, rode the Flut, got rid of a nasty blimp, and reunited Billy's pet Farley, whatever he was. After we completed the swamp, we then had enough power cells for the levitator, and that lifted up the fire boulder for Jak and Daxter to go face off that vicious monster, which goes by the name of Claw. Nobody, not even the great warrior of Rock Village, could handle defeating Claw. But you know, since Jak is now an expert on yellow eco, he can fight off Claw no problem.
We showed him a thing or two!
Woohoo! He did it! Yeah! Way to go, Jak! Rock Village was saved, and the two heroes continued on to fly through the mountain pass. But there were some unexpected competitors that want to beat Jak in a race. He had to get past all those lurkers first, because if they reach the detonator before Jak does, the entire path will be blown to smithereens. But the Fly Boys had made it just in time before another disaster attended. The loser lurkers had fled, and Jak and Daxter continued on into the volcanic crater to the Red Sage's lab.
Ow! Fuck, I always wonder if I'm losing body parts in those things.
We noticed that the Red Sage's lab was messier than the Blues. And to our surprise, we just met the dark characters who were once seen on Misty Island, Gal and Maya. They were the ones who captured the other sages, so they can be used for a project they're going to use to release Dark Eco and control it to infect the world.
Not the silos.
Yes, the silos.
If they open the silos, the Dark Eco will twist and destroy everything it touches.
Then we must get to their citadel and stop them before it happens. But Master Justin, how will we get there? I hear the fastest way is through the lava tube at the bottom of this crater.
Perfect. Jak can use the A-grav zoomer to get through it with its heat shield. I'm afraid the heat shield won't be strong enough for this one, Professor. We'll need some more power cells to upgrade it.
So once again, it was up to Jak, Daxter, Nathan, and me to go find more power cells so Jak and Daxter can go through the lava tube safely. The only locals we met here were the miners. They were trying to dig out a ginormous gem, and they had power cells we bought for a lot of orbs.
Hey, how do you two geniuses expect to get that big gem out of here anyway?
Well, smarty pants, we got 12 more years of digging to figure that out.
Well, I wasn't too sure how long it took them to get that gem out of the cave. Anyway, we discovered a gondola that took us to the top of Snowy Mountain, and boy, it was freezing up there. But the mountain did include a lot of interesting things to discover, like some unusual lurker activity, interesting artifacts, and frozen treasure. After we survived the freezing frostbite temperature on the mountain, we then discovered a dark, creepy cavern known as Spider Cave. And you guessed it right, it was full of giant, disgusting spiders.
I hate spiders.
It wasn't just full of spiders, it was also full of other giant, nasty insects. And lots of dark eco. We then discovered the project Gal and Maya were working on. It was a giant precursor robot that would be strong and powerful enough to open the Dark Eco silo. Time was running out. We brought all the power cells we found to Kira, and our two heroes used a more powerful heat shield for the zoomer to get through the lava tube safely. There were a few obstacles they ran into, but they made it through thanks to the power of yellow eco. We made it to Gal and Maya's citadel. That was where we found the green sage had already been captured with the other sages. Gal and Maya were using them to harness power for the giant robot. But after we freed all four of them, the yellow, blue, and red, they all used their magic to take down the shield so the robot can be destroyed.
You're too late, sailors. Enjoy your front row seats to the recreation of the world!
Daxter was hoping we'd reason with Gal to change him back to his original form, but Gal was such a cruel villain that he'd never help any do-gooders. All he cared about was infecting the entire world with dark eco. And that was when the final battle happened.
Light eco, it does exist!
They must not be allowed to get it!
Okay, fine. We'll save the world, but do it quickly before I change my mind!
Daxter decided to stay fuzzy so that Jak can use the white eco to defeat Gal and save the world. At first it looked like the end of the world, but what do you know? Those crazy kids succeeded in the final battle.
Say goodnight, Gal and Maya!
At first we were worried about those two, but Jak did a real good job destroying that robot. And I was happy to see that Daxter chose to sacrifice his normal form just to save the world.
Big things come in small packages.
You do have what it takes to be heroes.
Samos, you may have been right about this one after all.
Yes, we were all proud of ourselves that we did great working together to make it this far. The land of precursors can now breathe again now that Gal and Maya were defeated.
Yes, Gal and Maya. The Dark Eco probably destroyed them.
Bring 'em on! We can take 'em again! Right, Jak? I said, right, Jak? Wow! Put it on ice, big guy!
The professor was disappointed that we still haven't found the artifact for his portal project. But then we discovered a huge precursor door that can only be opened with 100 power cells.
We're heroes, remember? We have 100 power cells.
As Jak placed all the power cells onto the door, it opened, and that white stuff inside was just what the super portal needed. Back at Sandover Village, my friends thanked me and said goodbye, but it was hard for Nate to say goodbye to me. He really liked being with me and I liked him. But Nathan promised he would come and visit me again someday. Later, and after Nathan had his adventure in the real world, he decided to stay in Avalar where he truly belonged. And I moved to Avalar just to stay with Nate, and that was when we became best friends and had many adventures together.